Ah bon? Oui. Vous parlez français?
Oui, oui,
Oui, c'est
That'd be great. Yeah. What is going to be as a result of that? It's not automatically that program is going to be closed. Whereas we feel so master's in. Okay. So
You can see me. As I said, I'm working for the language department of the Goethe Institute, and I didn't know what kind of audience we're going to have in the room today, so I prepared some general slides about why you should be interested in learning German, why your children should be interested in learning German, and then we go into a couple of possibilities where you can learn German here in New York or also in Germany. And I also wanted to talk about a special program, Study Bridge, that the Goethe Institute started last week, and it should be interesting for high schoolers or any high schoolers that you know that might want to study in Germany at some point. The study that you see here, the little graphic, is from The Economist. When it came out about, I think now 3 years ago, we all in the German teaching profession got very excited about it, kind of jumped on it, and I think now you're going to see this graphic in any presentation that has to do with learning German. What it nicely illustrates is that The Economist did a study of how much money can a person earn over the course of a 20-30 year career if he or she knows a foreign language. So zero is the baseline, no foreign languages. I believe that Spanish can increase your lifetime earnings by $50,000. Taking French can increase your earnings by $75,000, and taking German really increases your net value over your course of professional career. You end up earning, on average, more than $125,000 more than someone who doesn't have any foreign language background. So that kind of translates that it can boost your annual salary in the US by 4% and even more in Europe. So this is really hard data, which is always nice to show people. Obviously, Germany is the European powerhouse. It's the third largest investor in the US, the fourth largest national economy worldwide. In 2014, and I think for this year, the numbers are approximately the same. There are 3,500 German companies that have subsidiaries in the US, creating about 800,000 jobs. And the same is true for American companies who are present in Europe. They also create about 800,000 jobs in Europe. And Germany is the third most popular country for international students after US and the UK. About 12% of student population on German campuses are international students. So if your students go to Germany, they're not going to be alone there. They're going to have a large support network, and also lots of students from other countries. There are about 7.5 million foreigners living currently in Germany. It's interestingly enough the world's top migration spot after the US. And we kind of like to point out that German is easier than you think, because if you know English, it's very easy to learn German, and if any of you can understand meine Schwester hat braunes Haar, sie ist intelligent, sie studiert Medizin in Berlin, sie kann gut singen, then you can already speak German. So these are all the words that sound very similar to English. So we're kind of trying to counter that whole idea that some Americans have that German is a very difficult language. We say, no, you can already speak it, or at least understand it. And the Goethe Institute, we are a worldwide organization. We are a cultural institute of the Federal Republic of Germany, founded after the Second World War, when Germany was looking to improve their relationship with the neighboring country. And since then, we have expanded and have now about 60 institutes in almost 100 countries around the world, everything from A to Z, from Afghanistan to Zypern, in German, Cyprus. In the US, we have 6 institutes, one of them here in New York, and also a Goethe Centrum, our partner in Atlanta. And few years ago, we decided that we really need to step up our efforts to inform the American public about why it is really beneficial to learn German. And we launched a promotional campaign for German that is called Just at German, and this is our website, www.justatgerman.org. And we kind of compiled the best arguments we could find and organized them around 5 themes. And these are, could you please go back? And these are culture. Germany obviously has rich cultural heritage, and that's why you should go there. You should study German language if you want to be a part of the world culture, if you want to understand what are the connections between American or English-speaking and German culture. This is distinction, and this is probably what is mostly interesting in our context today. Although there are 180 million speakers of German worldwide, only 0.4% of school-age and college-age students in the US are learning German. So it's this kind of a proportion of a huge number of students. So if your student has German on his or her transcript, this is something that is going to immediately stand out to college admission folks. And if the German program, if this child has studied German 2 or 3 or 4 consecutive years, it really makes him or her stand out on the applications, because the admissions counselors really see it as a serious commitment, a sign of matureness of this person, that they were able to stick with the same language, and that difficult language, German, for so many years. So the other part of this website is Future, where we talk about why, what is it going to bring me in my professional life, in my career, in my education if I add German. The Goethe Institute has a wide network of institutes in Germany and a couple of them in Austria. Every major city in Germany will have a Goethe Institute offering courses. And these are, of course, courses for international audience. I should mention that we have lots of courses for children as young as 9 years old. It's not in summer, it's throughout the whole year. They are 2 or 3 weeks long. You can send your child in the middle of the winter. This coincides with your winter holidays, or if you feel like. Most of them probably do come there in summer, but the courses run throughout the year. The kids are grouped according to their age. So they have courses for 9 to 11 years old, 12 to 14, and I believe 13 to 15, and then 16 to 19, and 19 to 21. So all kids are grouped together more or less by their age. And the courses are in 29 locations, 27 in Germany and 2 now in Austria. The kids are supervised literally around the clock. There is a course leader, there are certified teachers who have its background, their education is in teaching German as a foreign language, and there are also counselors who are always with the kids. They have an excellent extracurricular program with excursions and sports and movies and everything. Meals and snacks are all provided. All course locations have internet access, so your kids, you can always keep an eye on your kid, also from a different country. Maximum class size is 16, and the counselor-student ratio, depending on the kid's age, is 1 to 10 for the little kids, and I think 1 to 15 for teens. So, I mean, I would never hesitate to send my children to those courses. I mean, this is something that our colleagues in Germany have been doing for a very, very long time, and you have participants from all over the world, so they're all actually forced to speak German because this is the only language they have in common, which is great. And in each course location, they have on average people from, like in one session, they would have people from over 20 countries. So it is very, very international, and kids are having a lot of fun. These are very high quality courses, so I can only highly recommend. So the next program I wanted to talk to you about is Study Bridge. So this is for someone who is already older, and this is a program that we started, the Goethe Institute started in Russia a few years back, and it's been so successful that there are several Russian, but a few Russian students now studying in Germany. So we decided to transfer this concept to the United States, and last year we started the program Study Bridge here in the US. What it does, it enables American high school graduates to study at a German university. The program is over 2 years, and we also have to explain to parents, well, why do you want to study in Germany? So obviously this is the high quality of education. The German degree from a German university is very valued throughout the world, and particularly in Europe. Of course, you're going to have career opportunities on an international job market after that. You're going to be the language and culture, because it's a very safe country, and the biggest selling point is, of course, comparing to what we have to pay for tuition. Here in the US, you basically get a world-class education for free if you study in Germany. And if you go to the next slide, here you have it. The semester fees at German universities, and that's all you have to pay, regardless whether you are German, whether you are from the European Union, or whether you are from a different country like the US, is about between $200 and $350 per semester, which is of course close to nothing in our standards, according to our standards. It's also very cheap to live in Germany. Obviously, it depends if you're in a big city in Berlin or whether you're a smaller town, but the ARD, the German Academic Exchange Program, crunched the numbers and came up with $900. That is an average living cost in Germany for a student, which includes everything. It includes your tuition, your housing, your food, your books, your transportation, your entertainment, and Americans can also work in Germany while they're studying. So basically the students can technically finance their own education for 3 years that they're there. And of course, there are a number of scholarship programs provided by the German government through the German Academic Exchange Service, the ARD. So what the program does, the Study Bridge prepares the American students language-wise, culture-wise, to, after graduating from high school, enter a German university. Target group is high school juniors, because the program is 2 years, so in the junior year, in the spring, they apply for the program, and it starts in summer, between the junior and senior year. The students should have a special interest and qualification in STEM subject, which is science, math, technology, and engineering, because apparently not enough Germans want to study those subjects at German universities, so German universities are very interested in bringing international students, particularly those who want to study STEM, to German campuses. When they start the program, they should have a fairly good A2 level of German, probably after 2 years of high school instruction at least, and they should have a high GPA, and the selection process is quite rigorous. It's a fairly competitive program. But once you are accepted, go to the next slide, we provide language preparation and intercultural training. So we bring the students to this B2, C1 level where they can handle academic work at the German university together with their German counterparts. We provide them with academic counseling to inform them what does it mean to study in Germany, what are the majors, how are the universities different from the American universities and how each university is different in Germany. What is the right university for me? How do I find the right university? How do I find the right major? And what kind of academic work is expected of me when I study? So we do that through webinars, we do that through visits to German universities, and we also prepare students to take 2 tests that are requirements for the entry into German college, which is test DAF, which is a language test at about B2, C1 level, and also test US, which is a more content test that covers math or biology. In the spring, they go through selection process where we evaluate their motivation and their German language skills, and students have to be motivated because if you want to sign up for something for 2 years, you really need to know when you're a junior, I really want to study in Germany, I really want to go into STEM fields, and you have to be prepared to do extra work to get yourself there. In summer, they go to a summer camp for 2 weeks. It's a very intensive training because we want to make sure they are at this A2 level that is required for the beginning of the program. And after the 2 weeks of a summer camp, come to full immersion, they take the A2 exam. And if they pass it, okay, then they're officially in the program. So during their senior year, when they're seniors in high school, they presumably still taking German in their high school, but they're also taking an online supplementary course from us. And it's online because we accept applications from the students all over the US, so not all of them live near a good institute. So it's an online course. At the same time, we provide them with intercultural trainings through the webinars, information, and by the end of this senior year, when they graduate from high school, they take the next level, they take the B1 exam. Again, hopefully they pass and they stay in the program, and what happens then, we send them to Germany for a whole year, where they live in families and go to German gymnasium, which is an equivalent to a high school. They go to 11th grade and live in the culture, in the family for a year, also get academic preparation through their studies at the gymnasium. They also obviously improve their German language by going to school, and they take this gap year, and gap year is in 2 senses of the word. This is the gap year between the school and university, and also a gap, G-A-P-P, year, because this stay in Germany is organized through German-American Partnership Program, who are also part of the Goethe Institute. We sit across the aisle, and this is the largest bilateral exchange between American and Germany. So they
After they finish high school here?
Right, this is after they finish high school, so this is a gap year. And after that, they take test stuff, they take test us, and they are ready to send their application to a German university. Right now, we talk to several German universities, particularly in the area of Ruhr, because what we actually want is that these universities would guarantee a place for the graduates of the Study Bridge program. Right now, we are confident that they would be accepted because they have all this preparation, all these tests, they're capable of doing it and they fulfill all the requirements, but we also want additional guarantee or additional incentive. We really want to sign a contract with several universities in Ruhrgebiet, also in the state of Bavaria, so that the graduates of this program actually get a spot in a German university, and hopefully we'll do it within the next year. This summer we had 16 students whom we selected out of, I believe, more than 70 applicants, so it was quite competitive. We sent them to Puerto Rico for 2 weeks for a language immersion camp. All expenses were paid by our program, so they didn't spend anything. And then at the end they had to take the test, and 2 of them did not take their studies seriously, so we just said, this is not going to work out. Now we have 14, but these are really motivated kids, so they work so much, and they take this language course right now online, and they also take German in their school. So we hope that by the end of the year they will be at the B1 level and will remain in the program. So for them, the entire program is basically free of charge right now. The course is free of charge, the exams are free of charge. The only thing they have to pay would be their ticket to Germany.
Right. Just to give a very quick, very unqualified modern history, like I've been here for 17 years, and in those 17 years it's been really amazing. I'm sure some people who've been here a while can attest to that, how much German has been increased. The offers, the programs, the restaurants. When I came here in 1999, there were like 5 little bit of old-fashioned restaurants, and right now I think we counted about 70 restaurants that have something to do with German. Same with schools. There was the White Plains School for like 30 plus years already. Now we have 7 preschools and schools, which is amazing. There's so many more language programs. There's so much more really happening in community, which we are very excited about. And I'm sure, things like websites and anything has something to do with it, but also lots of people got together, lots of parent initiatives, lots of, people like, yes, we'll bring that up, and it's been really fun for everyone the last couple years. So this is just where we are right now, where City Kinder fits in. We are a lifestyle and community platform for German-speaking parents in the metropolitan area, and our goal is to connect businesses with businesses, and then of course businesses with people. So this way, creating a community where people that are here for good can find their resources and their community, and also help people that just come here as expats to help them ease in the transition into this fun New York lifestyle. We provide content and resources and lots of events, like this is one that we partnered with French Morning today. So what do we do exactly? We have seminars and workshops that some of you have participated. We have e-guides and webinars. That's something we're developing right now. We do 3 fun blogs, classes and camps. We promote a lot of the classes that are offered in the community. We have a lot of big service provider listings on anything you're looking for, from restaurants to lawyers to schools to translators, anything you need, as well as our classifieds site, which I get to in a minute. How to add German, that's the topic today, just add German. So we want to give you a little bit of an idea how you can do that from the beginning on. There is, of course, toddlers and kids classes. So as in the moment you're a baby, like you did here, we start with baby's first year as a German class for new moms. I'm not going to go into any details, but there's Weiler Spielhaus here, Barbara is here, for example, with kids classes. There's Paulchenbande, there's Musikalische Mäuse, Musikkinderlein, the Deutsches Haus offers classes, Pusteblume offers classes, have you on the school, but you also have kids classes, right? And Tinkergarten, so there's lots of organizations now that come together in Manhattan, in Brooklyn, in Queens, in White Plains, everywhere. Then this is also just a selection, language programs for school-age kids and adults. Goethe Institute starts at 16. We have the Deutsches Haus as well. We have started with kids classes. German language school in White Plains. Nico is here from Jacobi Teacher. We have the German American School in Upper East Side and in Long Island. So there's lots of places to learn German. And then of course the German schools, which we're very excited. As I mentioned, the German International School in White Plains was the pioneer here from up to 12th grade. Then German School Brooklyn is going there. We're to 3rd grade now, right? Then Weiler Spielhaus and Pusteblume in Manhattan pre-K programs, Wortspiele Kinderhaus in Brooklyn, and Prospect Academy is here as well in White Plains. Then another quick thing, how can add German in your daily life? It's books and magazines. The German Goethe Institute is on here because they have a library. You can, I think it's still $10 a month? $10 a year for your membership. You can go and take out books. If you want to order German magazines, there's GLP News. You can order, also they have lots of Kinder, like Geo Magazine for kids. Alphabet Garden and German World, you can order books from, the magazines from, and German World is a German-American magazine you can subscribe to, and you can also, they have articles in both languages, so for German language learners, it's a good way to read them in both languages. Really quick movies and shows, of course, everyone knows YouTube, I don't have to put that on here. There's 2 channels, one is Osnos, it's only kids programs. They have a lot of German, German, Spanish, Farsi, like Chinese, different languages. But you can sign up also, either you can buy the episodes one-on-one, or you can sign up a monthly subscription, and you can have Thomas and all his favorite kids shows in German. And UTV is relatively new as well. That is a basically a service where you can access the complete German TV program. You can access this for free. You can see whatever's been on in the last 24 hours, and for like a little fee, as little as I think it's $5.99, you can then record up to a week, and you can record your favorite shows. And there's a premium program, you can have the shows as long as you want. So if you want Tatort or Sendung mit der Maus or anything you want, you can sign up for a subscription, which is great. And you have the complete anything and everything that's in all the channels. So basically you're watching German TV. And it's different than the Mediathek because you can pick from all the different channels. You don't have to subscribe for each channel Mediathek, and you can save and record your favorite shows on there. It's pretty cool. Yes?
The first one, Osnos, how do you write that?
O-Z-N-O-Z.
Oh.
And then if you want to, one of the important things when you have children is really to have them meet other children that speak the language. My daughter is 7 now, and I'm sure all the parents here can attest that is one of the most important things. That it's not just mom or dad who speak this strange other language, that it really is a community you embed them in, and that's where it's really important to have them involved in community events. Also, what I wanted to mention to the schools, all the schools that you saw, they have after-school programs, they have Saturday classes, they have individual classes that you can also have your kids subscribe when you're not part of the school, so that's important too. You can check them out online, and we're coming out with a brochure very soon where we have them all listed. And then they also have community events, which most of them are open, right, public to the public as well, so you can check them out and see what they offer. There's Easter egg hunts, there's lantern walks, like everyone pretty much does one, there's Christmas parties, so that's a good way to get to know them, to get to community, check them out, see if you like the vibe, if you like the locations, and of course open house season is starting right now. So this is another thing. Our next newsletter next week will be all on open houses, so you will find out as well. You can really look around and see what you like. And the last thing is here, community events is really a nice way of meeting other parents, and this is one area where Citykinder has a lot to offer. Gali Theater, for example, is also doing German shows if you want that. And the German churches also offer groups and communities, so there's another way to get to know people. And this is just an idea where you can find us, but it's basically the website, citykinder.com. You can sign up for Facebook or Instagram or whatever your medium is that you want to connect with us. And last thing is we started a classified site where you can buy and sell. You can put babysitter listing if you're looking for one, sometimes babysitters list on there. You can ask to look for language tutors. It's just growing, it's coming. We have to put a little bit more love and TLC in that one, but I think it's a great platform as well to really connect people with services.